Hi everyone, this is Miss Granger. In this video, we're going to go over part 2 of the French Revolution notes. As usual, you will follow along and fill in any blanks or complete any activities as described. Let's get started. Remember that our goal of this whole lesson is to determine if the French Revolution had more positive or more negative results. And we'll do that by filling in our graphic organizer, citing evidence, and explaining how our evidence supports our answer. So you should have already learned the basic information about the French Revolution. Let's review the impacts of Napoleon's rule. And these were really some of the important outcomes of the French Revolution as a whole. So as we know that Napoleon Bonaparte took over the legislature and declared himself emperor. So we went from one monarch to kind of another monarch, but there was a difference. So Napoleon actually took power with a majority of support from the French people. So underline support here in your notes. This support was known as popular sovereignty, meaning rule from the people. He also then went on to declare to defeat forces who were threats to France, including Italy, Germany, Austria, and Prussia. So he proves that he is a force to be reckoned with the support of the French people. And then finally, he continued to spread ideas from the Enlightenment. Put a little cloud around the word Enlightenment. Remember, this was that movement of big ideas and that regular people were actually important. So this continued to inspire others to challenge monarchies in favor of republics, meaning people had more of a voice. Let's find our next section. You're going to see our next section is the Opcvl, so origin, purpose, content, value, and limitations. So for this part, we're going to look at this document called a decree against profiteers. And it's modified, meaning it's pared down from the original version, which is sort of longer. So we're going to look at this modified version. So up here we have some kind of background information. So let's read through that first. In July 1793, faced with an angry and hungry population, the leaders of the Committee of Public Safety passed the Decree Against Profiteers. The law accused profiteers in the countryside of hoarding or monopolizing grain in order to raise the price of bread. So these people they're calling profiteers, people who live out in the countryside outside of the large cities, are monopolizing or kind of having a complete control over this commodity of grain, and grain was used to make bread. So when you control the commodity of something, you kind of limit how much you give out, you really control the price. So they started to control the price of this grain and make it a lot more expensive, and this really led to people being hungry and just economics being kind of really impacted. All right, so we know that this document was written on July 26, 1793, and we have a couple of stipulations. We also have vocabulary here at the bottom. So when they're talking about capital, they're saying punishable by death. That's what this means in this context. Monopoly, as we discussed, is total control over something. Commodities are things that can be bought or sold, in this case, grain. A decree is an official order, and a municipality is a local government. So knowing that, let's go through this document, and you'll make the same marks as me. So number one, this committee declared that monopoly is a capital crime, meaning that having total control over something is punishable by death. Now that might seem kind of intense to us in this time, but at that time it was apparently something they wanted. Number two, those who keep out of circulation essential merchandise or commodities without offering them for sale daily and publicly are declared guilty of monopoly. So they're really saying if you're keeping merchandise or items of some kind out of circulation or being traded, and if these things are essential commodities, they're completely necessary, you are then guilty of monopoly, which we know up here, monopoly is a capital crime, punishable by death. Number three lists the essential commodities. So it's telling us what is completely needed. Think about in the times of our pandemic in the last couple of years where we had essential workers. Essential meaning completely important to a society, have to function in order for everyone else to function. It's kind of a similar idea here. So the essential commodities and merchandise are the following: bread, meat, wine, grain, flour, vegetables, fruit, butter, vinegar, cider, brandy, charcoal, tallow, which is a type of beef fat, wood, oil, soda, baking soda sort of thing for baking, soap, salt, etc. So they define what is what is a commodity. Number 4, those who have any of these commodities from above shall be required to declare them, which means to acknowledge possession of, and sell them. So if you have this stuff, you have to say that you have it and then sell it. You can't just hang on to it. Number 5, 1 week from today, which remember the date is up here, those who have not declared their goods shall be considered monopolists, and as such punished with death. Their property shall be confiscated, and their commodities or merchandise shall be placed on sale. So you have a time limit. Finally, number 6, those convicted of making false declarations likewise shall be punished with death. Public officials who protect monopolists shall also be punished with death. In other words, if you're lying about your declarations, or any officials who also protect people who lie about it, shall be put to death. Now that you've analyzed the primary source, you can now go back and do the Opcvl by using that document as your source to evaluate here in our chart. If you need more help doing that, check out the next video.